after we kind of play catch up or whatever. Are we doing one long segment? With, like,
we should do one long segment.
Okay.
I would, this is my own, and we can, if any of the interviews go pitchy, we just cut them shit short. Hers is going to be, theirs could be.
Yeah.
I told them also that they want to hear their story versus
Andy wants to play the Concern Foundation video again.
Let's do all that, and then we'll
get to like the teaching.
Yeah.
So after that video, then we'll play catch up again.
Yeah, and let's take some time with the question because these can be short. Like honestly, and we're gonna start doing some questions like people can open up and get into a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're right. I think it's a good idea. Like, when an interview is good, let it run. When an interview is just
5
not
minutes.
as much there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's awesome. And that's better for them too. You know, you want more. Man, what a night! I had a night last night, boy. So much stuff, man. Oh man, I just had a flood of stuff coming in. Like, I got all these text messages from my brother and sister, and because my brother, it's not a big deal. I think I should save it for the show. But anyway,
save it for the show.
Okay.
Save it, because you know you haven't been sharing as much. You might need to save it and share it.
But yours is so interesting. When you had the vampire facial and you had the cockroach, I was like,
dead.
I spelled cockroach way wrong there. Sorry about that.
I don't have my D lashes on, and I don't look near as alive.
Do you have them on right now?
No, I need them.
You have very long eyelashes.
I do, but it makes a very dramatic difference on camera.
On camera.
On camera.
I don't like it off camera.
In person, it's a
looks
lot.
fake.
Yeah.
I don't like it actually. Unless you're like a
those
full on,
don't.
unless
Those
you're like a
don't.
full on it going out.
You have one now?
Yeah.
Wow, those don't. Are those yours?
Yeah,
No,
they're
they're
D lashes.
yeah.
Those are like the
different ones
daytime
than
version.
yesterday.
There's like daytime and nighttime.
Oh, I got you. You're up at the club. You're gonna need the extra.
We had on the extra.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I really fully just want to hide right
Oh
now.
my God! But how can I help? Talk to me.
I mean, there's just nothing. It's just looking at everything and you're like,
Oh yeah. Overwhelming.
what do you want from me here, wife?
No.
I love you and you're being amazing to me. How do I keep up with you?
2 minutes.
How?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes till.
All right, go slow on the B-roll so we can get prepared.
If I can help in some way, then just let me know.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I know it- I know
I'll
what
give
it
you.
is.
I'll give you a call. Pick your brain.
Well, I think what happens is I've got a good solid decade on you. So what happens is you get freaking tired. And you stop. I get
And I'm just
tired.
like,
I'm like, you know what? And it's like my dad used to say. What did he say? He said, as I get older, he said, as I get older, my lips get looser and looser. Something else. And my dad said, meaning like he doesn't anymore say like he'll just not do things. So he'll just tell me like, I'm not doing it. Sorry, I can't do that. It's like before. It's like 20 years ago. I would just, you know, when I get tired.
I love this song.
So nice. It's relaxing and like it's sexy.
If I make a riot profile, it's a song.
Yes. Yes.
Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku.
Right, it's Thought Thursday, and we're so excited to announce that we're officially taking call-in questions. So you can DM us. We also have a phone number you can call as well. So we're going to be posting that in all the notes. But we have some amazing conscious guests in the house that are making waves around the globe through their businesses, their mindset, and their lives.
Love it.
Absolutely. Thought Thursday. We are so excited to welcome you all to the show. Good morning, everyone back there.
Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hello. Oh, hello. We're so excited. We've got an incredible chef here celebrating the next Food and Wine Festival with Ultimate. We've got Ashley Cheney living her unfiltered life. Philip Dane, Odd Markets. I mean, come on. Amazing, right? And the chic mama herself.
So
and good morning, everyone. So here at the show, we like to know what your morning routine is, how you start your day. Philip, I'd love to start with you. What's your morning routine like?
Coffee.
Okay.
I start with coffee. I get up around 5 o'clock every morning, no matter what time I go to sleep. And I wake up. Well, lately it's been great because we got tennis and World Cup. So I wake up kind of that way. Get up, drink
Coffee
some
and tennis?
Coffee and tennis.
Okay. That says it all. Actually, what about you? How do you start your morning unfiltered?
I start my morning with my almost 2-year-old opening my eyelids, saying, "Mama up, Mama up." And I do protein bar, tea, and Shrek with my 2-year-old in a diaper. That's pretty much.
There you go.
That's the morning.
I can definitely say that Shrek, that's the first mention of Shrek in the morning.
It is, that's a good point.
Very unique.
Yes.
Usually people are like meditation, I say
No.
my gratitude journal. Shrek.
Absolutely.
Unfiltered.
Shrek doesn't
Shrek.
have nothing with it.
Mama up, Shrek. That's it.
So cute.
Chef, what about you? How do you start your day? I have a feeling it's with like a gorgeous omelet spread that you have in front of you.
Actually, it's tuna tartare, but no, not for breakfast. I'll double with Philip. So definitely coffee and probably trying to pry my kids off of the screen. But I'm in charge of getting the kids up and lunch and breakfast for school. So yes, I cook a lot at home in the morning. So so mom leaves it up to me. Generally it's just a good dose of coffee and kind of getting the kids kicking the kids out of bed.
And I bet some amazing food.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Can you come to my house?
Yeah, right. Sure. At a good price.
And I'm wondering what happens at your house in the morning. What's your routine like?
I'm the same. There's kids jumping in my bed, and then I need to rush down the stairs to drink the coffee in order to survive the morning. And then I'm packing lunches, but they're not nearly as good as yours, I'm sure.
I think we need to train those kids to bring the coffee
There it
to
is.
your
Yes!
Yes, we
I would
like that.
love that.
That's strategic thinking at its
starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow.
Yes.
Perfect. Speaking of a new start, next week we've got the Chic Mamas Carpool Show featuring Allie Landry. We're so
Yes.
excited. We have a special look at your new episode. Let's take a peek.
Last year I was doing like a daily talk show, and then when I would get home I was so exhausted, amongst a lot of other things. All my girlfriends were kind of experiencing the same thing, but they were telling me like, yeah, but we're getting older.
No,
like that's
no.
what happens. And I'm like, yeah, no, I am not going down like this.
Exactly.
Like this is not happening.
And here we are.
And here we are at pickup.
And you're in the car, ready to go.
I was actually really
looking gorgeous.
I was really looking forward to this. Like I
you.
needed a little girl time today.
I know.
Like I'm going to be in such a good mood this afternoon for
Yay!
those kids.
Well, Anne, you officially make carpooling looking chic.
And I'm pretty sure both her and Allie are only getting younger, right?
Wait, you'll have to share your secrets later in the show.
I will. I promise.
Well, thank you all so much for being here. We're looking forward to getting to know more later.
Right. So funny because when we ask almost everybody when they come to the show, how do you start the day? And I was working out with Ryan yesterday, and I was like, "What'd you do over the weekend?" He's like, "Chest and abs." I was like, wait, that's not what I asked. Like, that's a true trainer. That's what they'll answer. Like,
That's
what do you
right.
do in the morning?
Yeah.
Legs.
His day is defined by what body parts he's working with.
Completely. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I understand that
So
totally.
funny.
I remember being at a gym once and I was lifting and working out, and this guy was on the phone. He completely flipped out on whoever was on the other end of the phone. And he said, dude, don't you know? It's leg day, bro, it's leg day. Never bring this news to me on a leg day. And I was like, I can appreciate that. Leg day is pretty intense, you know, but that's a lot.
It's hilarious, hilarious. So what did you guys do yesterday? Catch us up. We keep everything. We call it Regis. We don't tell each other anything going on in our lives, so we save it for camera. So this is a really authentic thing.
Well,
honestly.
I was all over Southern California yesterday. I started in the Valley. I was in West Hollywood. Then I trekked all the way up to Malibu for the Accessory Junkie. And let me tell you, it is worth the trip to the seaside. They have an incredible pop-up at the Malibu Lumberyard. So rad. I mean, they have clutches from Paris, necklaces from Brazil. They've really curated this collection of handmade, one-of-a-kind pieces from designers, primarily female designers from all over the world. It is so cool. They had a whole pop-up experience. Emily Men was there. She's a really rad influencer and stylist, and they did this whole experience. We got some B-roll. I went up there with one of my girls, Miranda, and we're going to have them on the show next week and show you all about it.
Oh, that sounds so cool. Did you score anything?
I'll show you next week. I may have decided that this Colombian handbag had to come home with me. It was calling my name. It was like it was made for me. It was one of a kind.
Don't you love when that happens?
Yeah,
you're
love affair.
They looked at me and they're like, you know, nobody's ever going to ask you where you got your Chanel bag, but they're going to say, where did you get this?
It's a good point. They've got a real good hook
Yeah,
right
and
there.
I will say Accessory Junkie. So it was really cool.
funny.
They're a group of incredible women. Their sisterhood is amazing. So thank you for inviting me to their community.
Nice.
Love that.
How about you, Rob?
Had a crazy night, lots of stuff. One thing I thought was pretty interesting is, so my brother, I love my brother, and he and my family.
That's a preamp for something.
Yeah. They went to an amusement park, Kennywood, in Pittsburgh, and so Kennywood's one of it's one of the most renowned and historical theme parks, like an amusement park, in the country. So they go to an amusement park called Kennywood, and they were there, and he apparently, I guess, his keys fell out of somebody's bag that he put them in. And they were on one of the roller coasters, but he doesn't know which one. And it flew. Yeah, he said, I thought at some point in time something flew over my head. He's like, and now I realize, a couple hours later, it was my keys. Yeah, so crazy. So they spend hours looking for the keys. So of course they're all flustered, what are we gonna do? So they go home. This morning, got a phone call. We found your keys. It was under the jackrabbit, buried in the weeds.
Oh my God!
Amazing.
How does that even happen?
How do you even find those keys? I have no idea. So shout out to the Kennywood employees for finding those keys.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, thank goodness it was only keys.
Yeah, only keys. What about you, Erin? What's up?
I really, you know what? I just worked out with Ryan last night. I hung out. I had one of those. It's just so funny because we went to, 4th of July. Jez and I went to up to Equinox and we worked out. And Ryan knows and everyone knows, I don't like gyms. I'm trying so hard to like these gyms. It's not my deal. I'd much rather work outside because I'm inside in front of the computer all day. I just want to see Mother Nature. So Ryan keeps going, come on, just try it out. We'll get you a free pass for a few days. Come try it out. So we went to Equinox and I guess he's not supposed to train there. So it's really, technically you're not really supposed to do that. So he's like, well, we really can't really do that. So let's try over at LA Fitness. So we went over there and it was within 5 minutes, people were like, so what's going on against training? So I was like, see, the universe is telling us we need to go out to the park. So we ran over to the park and finished our workout.
See, most people get kicked out of clubs or bars. You get kicked out of gyms.
It's because she makes it look so easy.
I know,
They're like, this girl's not having a hard enough
so
time.
True.
Me, on the other hand, I go to Equinox. I'm falling all over myself. They're like, clearly she does not know what she's doing. But I will say that their community has been incredibly welcoming and so supportive. There's been some really cool classes and community programs there, and they've really embraced me. And so thank you, Ryan, for the introduction.
You're much more graceful than you admit. We saw you doing acro yoga yesterday.
Right.
Oh,
and you were very graceful.
Yeah, special shout out to Andrew Seeley. I went home and tried acro yoga again. I fell.
I think my back is a little out from it. I kid you not. I'm like, I need a chiropractor now.
I saw my friends. I got home and I was like, did you see what I did today? It was all over my Insta story. And I was like, they're like, yeah. And I said, do you want to try? Yeah.
Oh, no, not a
I was
good
like,
idea.
get on the floor. Get on the floor.
Boom, crash.
Yeah, boom, crash. Crash and burn, but ungracefully. Chairs were falling all over the place. I was like, you can't really DIY acro. You have to have a professional. So if you saw what we did yesterday and said,
don't try it.
Don't try it now.
And I trust Andrew very much, and I know that everybody wanted me to do it, but I'm really glad that I did. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I'm going to have a private session with Andrew, so you should come, Rob.
I'm going to watch, observe, learn, take notes. And
I will say it was really cool. I've never really quite experienced something like that, and I felt very empowered. It was a nice challenge. But speaking of community things, we've got the Concern Foundation event happening this weekend. Tickets are still available at theconcernfoundation.org. It's an incredible community event. It's happened for 50 years now. We have a look at last year's event at Warner Brothers in the Backlot Studio. This year, they're honoring the Cancer Crusaders, Dr. J and Chris Elvert and their family. It's a total block party. See and be seen. Celebrate, eat food, gamble. Oof. Celebrity bartenders. It's going to be a real amazing event. We're going to be there. Rob's going to be rolling the dice.
I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll the dice every day, like I said, in LA, but that feels like a much more controlled environment. It's going to a good cause, so I can definitely support that.
Absolutely. Look how much fun they're having, though. I mean, special shout out to Ian Albert. She's been incredible. You know, and it's her family who's running this, and she owns Vibrato up at the Glenn Center. She's always there, and she's so hospitable, and her heart is just absolutely huge.
Love.
So amazing.
Oh, and Tammy right there, our Focus Food editor. So it is a whole community-powered event. We're looking forward to seeing you there this Saturday.
So exciting. So Thought Thursday, Wisdom of the Day. We're actually going to take some new call-ins, which is really fun. We've gotten some feedback and people want to get more involved. And we have one of our first call-ins, and it's a gal called in. She said, I have a girlfriend that's kind of a taker. We all have those in our life, right? She comes in town and visits, and she always stays, like, for a little while. She said, her life kind of gets in shambles after her girlfriend comes. Like, her home's a little mess. She kind of like borrows some clothes. There's some stains. There's some little tears. You know, she leaves things. It's kind of like, and she goes like, I don't know what to do, if I should like get this person out of my life or if I should put more boundaries. What do you guys recommend?
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
Important conversation for all of us.
It is.
Rob?
Justin, what do you think?
We both deflected immediately to each other right there. You know, that is a great question, because obviously as we evolve, our friendships evolve, and there is room for us to grow together and sometimes to grow apart. And for me, it's been really important to set some boundaries, and I'm very particular about who I let into my inner circle. And that is, I think, key. You don't have to let your friends into all layers of your life. And if that's somebody you feel taken advantage of, even the slightest, and I'm sure that's not their intention, you might have to set the boundary and say, I can't wait to see you, but you know, I really can't host you. Maybe you should find somewhere else to stay this time. But and just being upfront, because really it doesn't do them any favors if you know you end up resenting them and not really enjoying or respecting or honoring their company.
Oh, well said, Jesslyn.
She's on point.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jesslyn. I particularly like the idea of, like, for me, it's all about, like, what's the most optimal way to love this person? Like, how can I love them from the highest place? And so for me, that often means loving them from a distance, or it might mean loving them with boundaries. But the important thing for me is commit to the love piece and then sort of reverse engineer for all of the tactical stuff, right? So, like you said it, and I think you said it so much clearer, but
it's so true, right? I could totally relate. I had a girlfriend like that for years. I had such a good time with her. When she'd come around, we just had this like chemistry. It was fun, but my life would always like get a little bit more chaotic with her in my life. And then she'd kind of disappear, and then she'd come back when it worked for her. And finally, I just had to say, you know what? I release you to the universe. But I think that the answer, if you will, is going to be unique for each person. But working with a client, we'd always go through first thing first is we would do what's called a quandary rundown, because it's basically you have two things you want. You want to be girlfriends with this person, but you also really want harmony. So you got to get clear on what you're really committed to in your life. Number one thing, and that is, you can get really clear. Always the problems in our life, it comes down to one thing. We just haven't been really clear of what we're committed to. And when we have that commitment, then it makes all other things easy.
It's beautiful. Erin, just beautiful. And that's actually an approach I use in coaching as well, is with friends. If I had a friend like that, and I have in the past, I've probably been a friend like that in the past, who knows?
Sure.
And but the one thing that I try to do, I kind of put my coaching hat on, but I try to do it in a way that's seamless and not as sort of assertive, but I'll essentially say to them, like, I want to know a little bit more about like what you want for your life. Let's talk about that. And if you can get them to talk about what they most want for their life, they're eventually going to say, hey, I'd love to have this beautiful place in Malibu that I could have a timeshare in or whatever. Then you can get them to focus on that and then reverse engineer accordingly instead of staying with me, which is incredibly uncomfortable.
Get you what you want.
Yes, let's work on that. I'll support you in getting that. Not staying here.
We also talk about, we bring in universal laws a lot as a minister. You talk about a lot. So the law of love. This one reminded me of the law of love, because it's all love. Love means growth, basically. And so love is like we can use it for chaos or for harmony. So this woman that has come into your life is clearly teaching you how to develop more self-love for yourself. She's teaching you and growing you and pushing you towards that self-development. And so I know that the answer really is, for me, was to really find peace. And so if someone's in my life and I'm not able to maintain that peace, then they got to go. Or I can put boundaries and maybe maintain that peace, but oftentimes you'll find that we try and put boundaries with people and they still aren't able to stand those boundaries.
I think it's a really important point, Erin, when you're mentioning the inner circle, is making sure you surround yourself with the people who are solely acting out of love and that you can act out of love with, and maintaining that open transparency with that, right? Because if you can't act out of love with the person, you're acting out of fear or resentment, that person shouldn't be in your inner circle.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And you don't even have to make it about them. You can just make it about you.
Absolutely.
And say you're just not, really prepared or ready to deal with that on a consistent basis. You're not just not there yet. It's kind of like trying to lift 500 pounds when you're just not that strong.
For sure, and that goes for friends, that goes in dating relationships, anything. How close you're going to let somebody in is how much you can act out of love with them.
100%.
So the question of the day is, what are your must-haves for your inner circle? We want to know. You can private message us, whatever. Also, we want to know other questions, what's going on for you. We want to, be more in this conversation. I think it's fun to, work through all of our issues, because I know I got some.
Well, and that's part about the beautiful thing that we're doing here as America's first live streaming daily talk show, is including conversations with our digital community, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. We really want to engage with you and include you in our conversation. That's what Lala Land is all about. We're hashtag community powered here at Focus TV. So when we come back, we're going to have some incredible interviews. Stay tuned.
Thank you for tuning into This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network, but you already knew that. And today I have my favorite girl,
Jez Moyer, co-host and producer of Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show.
Yes, so last week on the Focus TV Network, we had the Renwood Show
featuring Malcolm Hatchett.
Yes, we had on hashtag Harry and Kelly,
Tara Erickson, and that girl is on fire. Hilarious.
We had the Alyssa Goodman Show
with Dana James.
Ooh. And we had Good Morning La La Land, Miss Jez Moyer, who was on that show.
On Good Morning La La Land, we were featuring Shannon Kay. She is an incredible songstress and recording artist.
Amazing.
We love her. She's got a great new hit single. But Ward, the gentle giant himself, he is the OG Robin from Batman and Robin, the Adam West Virgin, and now he has created this incredible dog food company.
So cool.
We also had Roger Neal the second. He's a recording artist. He had an incredible show at Huntington Beach, and we had him on our show to tell us all about it.
That boy can really dance.
And sing. I was proud to feature on the show Dr. Lakey and Dr. Daniel Porter. Woo! They have played an incredible part in my personal healing and brought to life so many of the dreams and visions of the people of Beverly Hills at their plastic surgery center. And Dan Holtz, the co-founder of the Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center, was here. He was talking stem cells, hormones, and thyroid to really live your most beautiful life from the inside out. And we also had Brittany Zoniger here with her show Purpose. Incredible. She had Mike Hill, creator of Acro Yoga, with Andrew Seeley, and they were doing acro literally here on the couch. I think I saw you up here flying.
I attempted it.
Keyword attempted. But you did it oh so gracefully.
Thank you. Are you going to try it when he's here next?
Absolutely.
Yes, we're going to see some footage of that.
But I will show you my new show called Startup Studios. It's featuring some of LA's hottest entrepreneurs.
Awesome.
And we had some fun filming here on our 32 other talk shows. Let's take a look.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're going to make me laugh.
That was a good practice run, though.
That was a practice run, a little slow on the uptake. Let's.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
Oh, God.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're going to do it one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again?
If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. You, Jesus, guys, fuck. I'm blah, blah.
I wish my boobs looked like yours. Where are they?
Auntie, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret.
We're done! Thanks so much for tuning into This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone.
And I'm Jessie Moyet.
Welcome back to Good Morning Lala Land. We're so excited to have Chic Mama LA in the house, Ann Stedman Herwick. How are you doing?
I'm excellent this morning. I'm so excited to meet you all.
We're
so excited to have you.
Absolutely. And you are incredibly chic, by the way.
Why, thank you.
Walking brand right here.
I try.
So what is your mission with this?
Well, originally it was just because you're a mom doesn't mean you have to put on the mom jeans, even though those are kind of popular. The back end.
Really chic.
But at the time when I started it, it was like you can still have a sense of yourself while being a mom. You know, you have to have a little bit of your own identity, and it, in my opinion, makes you a better parent, you know, because you've got something else also going on. So I wanted to have a job and also have, you know, with my children and show them a sense of pride that I have.
We want it all.
Right, right.
But it can't be that easy. I know a lot of women, when they have children, really struggle with that.
It's really hard.
Keeping and maintaining their own personal identity and growing with that.
I struggled with it, and it took me a minute, and I slowly dived back into it, and I think that that was key.
Is that part of the reason why you created the blog?
Yes, so I can make my own hours, and I can be there for my children, and I was like, blogging away at nighttime when I started, and you know, and now they're much older and they're really proud of me when they watch like my shows and stuff like that, which is really special.
That's so exciting.
There's a lot of guilt too, right? I mean, I know.
There is.
Yeah. So how did you work through that? Because I think the guilt part is tough.
Well, I was an actress, and I was working on so many different projects, and I felt like I wasn't there for my kids, especially when they were young, so I just quit. I quit acting, and I started this fashion blog, and I was able to make my own hours. And through that, I've been able to navigate how much time I can give to each so I can balance it all, which is important.
But blogs, you know, back in the day, blogging was easier to get into, right?
Yeah.
Now it's much harder, and I think that it's challenging for people out there that just want to start a blog. It's not as easy as it looks, right?
Well, now it's more about social media. I feel like the actual blogging has kind of died down, and now it's social media and making your own digital content, which is, I've evolved as, you know, it's evolved as well, you know.
Well, and what's so beautiful about Chic Mama too is you've really created a community around it, right?
I
and
tried.
You're not alone in that. We saw a great clip with you and Ali Landry, and it's incredible just to see the sisterhood, right? This
That's
tribe
what it's all
of like
about.
chic mamas. You're not alone in this. And a lot of times women are saying, you know, I'm afraid to have children in LA. I don't know if I can do this without my family. But even if your family's on the East Coast or in the Midwest, if they've got people like you,
yeah,
it's okay.
Well, and we evolved also not just fashion and beauty, but now we talk about how, not to mom shame on social media and how to get vegetables in your
Who
kids'
could
life.
mom shame this? I mean, if that was mommyhood, goals right here.
But even in this, so I also do a written format digital content, which is what we're watching right now, Chic Mama Drama, and I'm about to totally fail on an Instagram shoot, but I pull my mom skills together to make it happen. At the end of the day, and that's kind of what being a mom is all about. There's going to be so many mistakes in between, and it's okay to make those mistakes. You're going to land on your feet one way or another.
That's part of it, isn't it? It's the perfectionism around it. Because I know that I went to talk to a lot of moms, and they're all extraordinary moms, and yet they never feel like it's quite good enough, or they're, whether they're not spending time enough with their kids, or they're not doing, great enough job with the blog, or whatever it is. So, is there any tips you have for sort of letting go of the perfectionism piece?
That it's okay to not be perfect.
But you make it look perfect.
You
Let's
do make
be
it look
real.
perfect.
I'm a hot mess every day, people. Every day, and I just give into it. It's okay that it's going to be a mess, and it sorts itself out.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's going to be okay.
So what does that look like? Because I have a 22-year-old son, and even when he was little, I didn't have a phone when he was first born. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
We've come a long way, baby, right? So what does it look like today to be a mom? How do you manage your cell phone and your time with your kids and things like that?
Well, I try to put the cell phone away as much as possible when I'm with them, because I'm also an example to them with the social media and stuff like that. That's a hard balance, is trying to do for them what the example that I want to give. So it is hard to manage it all, but at the end of the day, I think my priority is with them, and then I find the time to do the rest.
Where does your trust and faith come from? That it's going to be all okay. Where does that come from? Is it from
trial and error?
Yeah. You just fall a lot and realize you always get back
I'm like,
up.
oh my God, it's going to be okay.
They say, in the end, everything's okay. And so until it's okay, it's not the end.
Yes,
right?
100%.
It's a good thing to live by.
Well, and they now are old enough to express how proud they are of me.
How old are they?
So they just turned 9 and 13. They have June birthdays.
Oh,
it's
Geminis.
so cute. Gemini and Cancer.
Okay.
Yes. That has helped me a lot. That they're proud of me, and sometimes when I do make mistakes, it's a great example to show that we are human, we are going to make mistakes, and it's how you handle it, the mistakes that you make.
So tell us about the show. Tell us where they can find it, when you're on, all that good stuff.
So Chic Mama Carpool you can find on YouTube, and also my blog, Chic Mama LA. And then Chic Mama Drama is on Funny or Die and YouTube.
Great.
Yes.
Great place to be.
And how
I like
often do you
it.
guys shoot?
It varies.
What's the premise? Obviously it's about moms and all that, but tell us a little bit more about it.
It varies. We try to do once a month for that, and then I've got my blog in between. But the Chic Mama Carpool, we just try to find inspiring parents that have a great story to tell, so everyone feels like they can relate to.
Who do we have? Obviously, next episode, Allie Landry.
Yes.
Who else do we have to look forward to?
We also have Adina Rader, who's a jewelry designer, made this gorgeous ring.
Gorgeous.
Right.
And she is doing a collaboration with Lion Gates, The Spy Who Dumped Me.
Wow.
So we're also promoting the movie as well within the episode.
Nice.
I know, it's really cool.
It's exciting.
Such a group of chic mamas.
I know, so many chic mamas, Mila Kunis,
Right?
all
that's the
of
great
it.
thing about LA. There's so many, I always say this, it's my girlfriends here. There's so many amazing women up to
There is.
extraordinary things, men as well. But
You as well.
but the women especially, in this town, it's inspiring.
It's really inspiring.
Right?
And there's so many stories to tell and different types of parents. We've had a chic daddy as well. We had a baseball Chase Utley, Dodger.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear their version of parenthood as well. So,
Did you notice any differences?
Well, I also had his gorgeous wife. So the banter between the two of them was so incredible. The, husband-wife duo in the car was pretty special.
That's awesome.
I love the brand itself, Chic Mamas. What does chic mean to you?
Chic is different for every single person, is what makes you feel good every day. So, if it's a top or a beauty item, or it could just be, you know, what you do in your daily existence. It's a little bit of everything. It's just what makes you feel good each day, you know?
So important to be in touch with that, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you always been in touch with that, or is that something that's grown?
It's evolved.
Yes.
I feel as I've gotten older, I'm more confident in who I am as a person and as a parent.
When do you feel most chic?
When I'm wearing a fabulous blouse and I'm with my kids.
You're doing it all.
Doing it all, texting, and then putting it away and being with them. So if you're capable of intermixing it all.
Yeah,
Well, you do it very well.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Look forward to it. Are you guys going to sing it all in the car?
No, nobody wants to hear this.
We just want to look at it.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Mom goals all day. Thank you again, and stay
Thank
tuned.
you.
We'll be back with more in Good Morning La La Land. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It is about to get hot in here. Kelly Russo is here guiding us through the ALS Hot Pepper Challenge.
Yes, I'm so sorry, but this is going to be fun. It's for a good cause. So first, you pick a hot pepper of your choice. Then you eat it on camera. Honestly, this is, this is an underfunded disease. With money, we can cure it. That we're doing this, right?
Oh,
okay.
Ready?
Oh, it's hot.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Make your donations. We're challenging you, La La Land, to give back to ALS. Stay tuned tomorrow for more hashtag Friday Feels. We're America's first live streaming daily talk show. Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are celebrating hashtag Wealth Wednesday in house today. We've got Ms. Anna McCord and an angel himself, Mr. Matt Thompson. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
We had the honor of going to one of the Tech Post Angel events, and it was truly one of the most inspiring things I've done in Los Angeles. I feel like I'm in entrepreneur night school.
The Tech Post Angels is sort of like Shark Tank. We'll have a big auditorium, and then the entrepreneur will go up on stage and pitch their idea for 10 minutes. And then at the end of that, we'll decide, do we put in $500,000 or do we show them to the door?
Mm-hmm. So I've got a few ideas.
Yeah. Good time.
We're really at the very beginning of a huge tidal wave, I believe, in the startup and angel
It's
funding.
huge.
So,
Hulu and Netflix and Maker Studio was in full screen and all these great
Focus TV.
Focus
right?
TV.
Tell you guys that I am a huge fan of the show, and I think that you're by far the best looking, most beautiful morning show I have ever seen. I mean,
you're
gorgeous. And seriously, I mean, the impeccable dress.
Right.
You guys are, and it's such an intelligent show. It's a show that inspires others, and I love your conversation, manifesting, making people feel good. It's really inspirational, and I'm really excited to see everything that happens with this.
I want to echo. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to
Thank you.
echo Kevin's thoughts as well, because it is wonderful to see such positivity on TV. And like you were saying, relationships, it's your circle of influence, that starts your day off right, that, influences everything that you do. So I absolutely love the content, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am incredibly honored to welcome Philip Dane to the show. He has had an incredible influence on the entire culture of Los Angeles, from the Melrose Fairfax market to the odd market. I mean, really, you have had an incredible impact, not only in my life, but the entire city of Los Angeles.
Ah,
absolutely.
Wow. That's a good intro.
Yeah, it is. Welcome to the show. She's very good at what she does, isn't she?
But what's
Yes.
so cool is that we want to hear your story today, because people love these things you put on, but I'm sure they're dying to know, how did it start? How did this all come about?
You want the truths?
We want the dirt.
All right. So back in, so I'll make it as brief as possible. Back in 1991, I came out here. I was doing consulting work for for a company. I started my business when I was 15, so I've been at it for a long time. And by this time, I was like 22, something like that. So I came out here to do consulting, and I was supposed to leave to go back to New York. And a friend of mine took me to the Rose Bowl. And I was like, this thing, it's massive.
Good
it was,
friend.
The
Rose Bowl,
the Rose Bowl. And I had never seen anything so big. And it was hot, and wound up back at the Snake Pit on Melrose back then, and had a couple too many, and wound up parking on Melrose and Fairfax saying, I shouldn't be driving. I'm just going to hang out here. And I just looked over and I saw this empty parking lot. And the way it happens with me is it goes from 0 to 100 in about 2 seconds. And I made a phone call the next day. Within a week, I had that lot. And I had never done a flea market before. And I started out, hired a bunch of kids that lived at the apartment complex that I was living in Westwood. And basically hired, I think, 80% of Icelandics that were living in LA back then. And so then I started it, and it was the worst start I'd ever had in any business.
Why?
No, I had 40 vendors on the corner there, and the winds were blowing like you would never believe, and stuff was crashing, and it was a mess. And I'm sitting there and I'm going,
LA is not a windy city either, by the way.
It's not supposed to be. And I'm literally sitting there going, well, I better get the catch up flight back to New York, now, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting there, every single one of these 40 vendors came up and said, can you book me in for the month? And I was just looking at them like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And how many years ago was that?
1991.
Wow. And every Sunday, if you haven't been, there's an incredible market on the corner of Fairfax and Melrose. And
it's not mine anymore. So I want to just say that I was the founder of the original market there. And then that's a whole different story
you created a culture. I mean, every Sunday people go to this place. They get the empanadas. They listen to the live music.
Yeah.
They find it's like a treasure hunt at these places. When my mom comes in from Michigan, she loves to go. We've bought furniture there, handmade jewelry pieces, antiques. Really, it's like the treasures of Los Angeles live on this corner. You curated that. That's incredible.
Thank you. She may know my mom. She's from Michigan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part?
Detroit.
All right, East Side, West Side. So that's obviously evolved into what you're doing now with Odd Markets. Tell us a little bit about that.
There were a lot of events in between. Peddler on the Roof, which was at Sunset Gower Studios on the rooftop, and I did Dodger Stadium. My wife and I produced that event at Dodger Stadium. That was a really big event for 3 months. And then Odd Market came because Vertigo downtown asked me to do an event there. And I loved the space, and we were driving away from the space, and I said, to my wife, I said, Shelley, we need a name, and she's like, well, that's easy. It used to be the Oddfellow Temple. So it's got to be the Odd Market. So there it goes, Odd Market. And, we did like a few events there, and we closed that one, and Odd Market just kind of stuck. And basically the Odd Market is all about, it's very family centric. I've got 5 kids. So I need events that I can bring the kids to, and they do. They come. One of them works for me, works for us at the market. So it's kind of neat. We get them involved.
So tell us about what the market is.
Odd Market is basically a curated show of about 50 vendors held every 3rd Friday of the month at the Gene Autry Museum in Griffith Park. Next one's next Friday nights from 6 to 11. We bring in 22 food trucks, 3 local emerging bands, no cover songs, full bar. The Autry's gracious enough to allow the gallery to be open, which is great for them also, because I looked at the numbers, and our guests are the only ones that can go into the museum during that time period up until 9 o'clock, and they get about 1,000 of them that go into the museum. So you ask most people about the Autry, and they go, where? You have to say, well, do you know where the zoo is? Yeah, we'll turn around, and there's the Autry. Nice. So now the Autry's kind of, I hope we're helping it put them on the map. But the first day we did the show, which was this is our 4th year. First day we did the show, you're always nervous about doing a new show. So my wife and I are sitting there, and lo and behold, there's these lines to get into the event, which is always a good sign. But what was baffling is that the show is from 6 to 11. You would not believe how many kids are at this show. I'm talking from infants to kids everywhere.
LA kids have late nights.
It was kind of crazy because we didn't bring our 7.5-year-old, well, back then, to the show because we're like, there's going to be no kids there. Yeah. And now it's grown into this massive kids event where we bring in 9, the inflatable bouncy stuff. When we bring in 9 or 10 huge kind of, they're scary almost. Wow. There's one that's a jump off. So we have tons of stuff for kids. We have free face painting for a couple hours. We have a full bar. We have free parking, so you can park anywhere at the zoo.
What's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you? Hosting these events in Los Angeles.
Hearing people, what their reactions are. You know, when they, we also own a store downtown called Handcrafted LA, which was an offshoot of Odd Markets. It's a high-end curated store at the Block on 7th and Flower, and that is a showplace for a lot of these emerging artists, designers to go and show off, and they're there for a month to 3 months. But the greatest thing, you know, is just seeing these kids racing in, you know, at 6 o'clock and staying all night. And when they leave, just beaming and everybody's happy and you know.
Love that. What have you learned about creating successful events? So between 22, I guess, when you started, and well, you're 23 now. So
yeah,
what have you learned in that period of time?
Well, I'm still waiting to do the successful event. So
Not true.
You know, I think I'm not. I love it. Focus TV. I'm not very focused. You know, I guess I'm ADHD, and so I like. You know, last night I was making pickles. Right, never made. Right. So I'm making bread and butter pickles, and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm making bread and butter pickles," and so I made them, and they came out fantastic. So immediately my head goes to Phil's Pickles. I've got packaging in my brain. I've got all that. So I think the best thing that I've learned is to stay focused. You know, and that's been a lot. You know, that's my wife, Shelly, is the one that. She kind of keeps me focused, and she's really subtle. Like she walked into my office the other day, and she said, "Hey, honey." Because I just got off the phone and I decided to do another business. I just hung up. And my wife walks into the office and she says, "Hey, babe, listen, here, your death or divorce if you start another business." And it's that little bit of subtlety that really kicks it in. Because if she was hard about it, I don't know, I think I might, you know. So now I can only do, I just come up with hobbies instead of business.
We've got those innovative minds, creative minds. We want to like keep going. Yeah, it's like honing it down.
So being focused, honesty, you know, and which has not always been, you know, something that's, you know, I raising all these kids. There was a lot of alcohol and stuff back in the day, and it was really damaging, and it was hard. And so now with Shooter, who's our 7.5-year-old, it's a whole different story, you know. And being 51 raising a kid, and being, you know, 30 raising a kid, big difference, you know.
Well, yeah, when we clean up our lives and we stay focused, it's a little easier.
It is.
Go figure.
It is. I wake up every morning, and I'm blessed that my wife, you know, we have this routine. I get up, I go into my office, I do some work there while Shooter runs around, and she just wrangles them in. And it's like, you know, she's got it timed. She's like Waze. You know what I mean? Like she literally knows, like, if I start here and I'm going to be done here, and she's got it down. It allows me to do my stuff. But every morning we walk them up to camp. That's why she couldn't be here today.
I love how much you love her. I
mean, my wife?
Honestly, I mean, it's incredible to listen to the story of such a successful man and businessman. Credit the woman in his life as well. And I think that's incredible.
No, well, thanks.
And also, you know, events, one thing that we're just learning that everyone loves online, but people need to come together. It's our nature, it's our spiritual nature. So thank you so much for doing that, for having things where people can go experience, have great times together, and keep it up.
Oh,
yeah, creating culture and community. We
hope you come out and check them out.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so when's the date of the next event?
It's the Odd Market. It's Odd Nights at the Autry next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah, the 20th from 6 to 11.
Amazing.
And yeah.
Awesome. Well, we hope to see you there, Los Angeles. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land. A long time, your new single, produced by Pooh Bear.
Yes.
Works with the bees. Yes. I know this is massive.
It is, yeah. I was so amazed because I actually wrote a song about Justin Bieber in my previous album. And suddenly, you know, Pooh Bear comes along and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta meet Justin. This is fate, this is destiny right here. So yeah, it was an amazing experience working with him. He's super talented, he's so humble, he's so down to earth, and it was just a blast working with him. You know, I'm living the best life. I have great parents, I have such good friends, I have a dream, you know, I have my music, I have my friends, so I think I'm really happy.
Well, Welcome back to Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker. I am flying with Andrew Seeley, the acro yoga instructor. This is insane, guys. I've been like this for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
It feels like you should do this every day to me.
You can set up some sessions.
This feels amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want to train with Andrew Seeley, all you have to do is look him up on Instagram. He is absolutely incredible. I've had an amazing time interviewing Mr. Seeley today. He teaches all over the world. He will help your body, mind, and your soul find your purpose. For this episode of Purpose, I'm your host, Brittany Zonker. I'll see you next time.
I mean, you have been a host and much more than that for many, many years. Any tips you can give us?
You start early in the morning here. So as long as you have somebody who like picks up the speed for you, it's kind of like any relationship, right? Like someone has to have your back. Like if they know, like you're not knowing where the next camera is, the next question, you know, as long as you're in tune with each other. But I think your show is incredible. And I'm so thrilled that I could be a part of it today. But more than that, it is about saying, hey, you know what, we need to impact change. What is the one little way in our own world that we can impact change? And whether it's you guys interviewing certain people, bringing awareness to topics, this is what needs to happen because we've all woken up and we know, we know what the future is if we keep going down this path.
I know that the calling and the purpose is so much greater than me trying to get my hair right, to go to the right carpet and whatever. I got to keep up because the purpose is so great. Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome Ashley Cheney to the show. She's a creator of The Unfiltered Life, keeping it transparent and cool. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'm so stoked to be here.
So stoked to have you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Your mission is so incredible, especially in the age of social media. We're all living behind Lightroom and Visco and you know these beautiful highlighted stories. And what you've created is truly authentic. Truly.
It's unfiltered.
It is, right? And I took so much time thinking about a name. I started writing my book, and I'm like, what are we going to call this? It was like Detox Life and this and that. And it was just a conversation with a friend. And I was like, it's like having no filters. And then it was like a light bulb. Oh, yes.
What's the importance of that to you, the unfiltered piece?
Man, I tell you what. So I grew up dancing in a competitive company. I'm a singer. My family's been in the music industry for a long time. So it's like, you grow up when you're a competitor, when you compete, and when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, in spandex, competing against other girls, and your identity is put in what you look like and what you're able to do, right? It's hard to get out of that as you become an adult and not spend your time comparing yourself to everybody else. And so for me, it really was that comparative mindset that just sent me in. I mean, that coupled with, you know, life and the baggage that we all have, and it sent me into this mindset of like really figuring out, oh my gosh, I am completely dysfunctional in the way that I compare myself to others, or I worry, or my self-worth just goes down the toilet because just because somebody else has this doesn't mean that somebody else is coveting what I have too. You know, we're all just in this vicious cycle of comparing, and I got to a point where I was like, that's enough. Like, I need to be self-aware that I'm doing that to myself, but how can I help other people realize that, you know, just because you're not a size 0, or if your goal isn't to be a size 0, whatever your goal is, like, it doesn't matter as long as you're working at yourself and you're, you know, transparent through the process.
Well, you know, I read that you spend a lot of time working as a personal trainer and in fitness, right?
Yeah.
So how did you really change that mindset to really just embrace who you are, both with yourself and your clients?
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly in that profession, you're striving to be the best version of yourself, right?
Right.
So how do you accept that and still accept who you are?
Well, it definitely was a process. I don't train people anymore. And I think it was that hindsight, like hindsight's always 20/20, being able to look back and see what I was really trying to do for these people. And what it really came down to for me was trying to help people be happy with what they have. Like what God gave them, what you have, because we all have a purpose, and it's always going to be different than somebody else's.
You know, earlier we were talking about the law of love, and I truly believe that all of life is, whether it's hard or good, it's all love because it's all having us grow. And I think in today's world with social media, we're being challenged to find self-love more so than ever before. And,
yes.
And bless these young kids because they are being challenged in ways that I don't know if I would have been able to handle it when I was their age. And so the unfiltered, I love that because it's like, you can tell me anything, but tell me unfiltered, I'm like, wait a second, I don't know about that. That's a little scary. It's a little scary to put yourself out there. So for you, you're helping people, you don't train them anymore, so how do you help them become unfiltered? Like, what is that process?
Well, I've been spending the last 12 years helping people just with their health in general. So I'm as crunchy as it gets as a mom. Like, I make my own dog food, I make my own baby wipes, I make my own kombucha.
What?
Like, there's no chemicals in my house, natural supplementation to the max. So like, I've spent a lot of years helping people get that. So symptom alleviation, weaning off of medications, just kind of green and crunchy. And I spent all this time doing that, and then I thought I had to be that perfect version of that for people to see, like, oh, she's worth doing that. And it really was that social media, like, having realistic expectations for who you are and what your purpose is on social media. And my purpose really, I mean, it took a long time and I still battle with it daily, is to help people realize that what they've been given and who they are is worth it.
Speaking of, you have all these things. I'm a mom, a wife, a singer, a dancer, teacher, author, health enthusiast. I'm a worship leader. Tell us about that. We love to worship, don't get me wrong. I'm a doctorate of divinity also. What does that mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Well, like Philip was saying, he's a little bit ADD. I completely am. And I'm all over the place. I want to do everything. And I'm like one of those people, not being conceited, but one of those people who's pretty good at everything they do, but never really excellent at anything because I'm so spread thin. I have like so many irons in the fire. And I was doing my own music, like LA Music Awards, and I had my own, I say secular, like non-Christian music stuff going, and I got pregnant. There was all these goals to like write the album, finish the album while I'm pregnant, and we're gonna go on tour and all this stuff. And I had her, and I was already leading worship. On the weekends, it was like my service as part of being part of our home church. And after I had her, it was like God was just closing all of these doors in this whole other world that I had decided I wanted to be a part of, and it just started opening all these doors in the worship world. And my heart just became like, I knew my purpose was like, my voice that I was given was given to me so that I could lead people to Christ. Like I just knew that. And so it was like, when you stop pursuing things that it's your intention only, and you start to pursue things that God wants you to do, what love wants you to do, what the universe, whatever it is that you focus into, then things just start to happen. And that's how I ended up on this couch, you guys.
Love this. So one of my favorite, I remember going through a period of my life, and I was like, what's God's will? What's God's will? And I was fascinated and obsessed and overwhelmed with trying to figure this answer out. And then one day, just randomly, I just thought, like, well, the only way to know God's will is to drop yours completely. And I was like, oh, right. Which is such a tough thing to do.
I know.
To get to that place. How did you get to that place where you just sort of let it all go and trusted what you felt or knew?
Really? Yeah. Do you really want to know? Yeah. Dude, my husband and I, my husband's the best. We are this like strong partnership, and we both have had what you call colorful childhoods. Between dysfunction and alcoholism and addiction and abandonment and all sorts of stuff. And we both got to a point 4.5 years ago where we got sober, we got into treatment, into recovery, and it wasn't really about the substance, it wasn't about the alcohol, it was about why we were searching for things to fill these voids or to numb emotions or whatever it may be. And so that journey, and then becoming a mother and seeing this beautiful, innocent being who I'm responsible for. And we're gonna give her damage, right? We're gonna give her baggage just by being people. Life is gonna give her baggage. And our goal was just not to add to that in any way, and to not, not to create that cycle, that family cycle of dysfunction that we all become victim to at some point or another. So that was kind of, Keziah, my daughter, she did it for us.
I love that. Byron Katie says, as parents, our job is to give kids problems, and as kids, your job is to solve those problems, which is so fascinating, right?
So true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how hard you try, and something's gonna,
Well, congratulations for
Thank you.
Being on the journey, whatever that is, and
thank you.
It's so cool, don't you think, when you have a kid to become the mom and the woman that you always wanted to be? It's so cool.
I'm constantly crying, you guys. It's like that overwhelming feeling once you figure out what you're supposed to be doing. It's
And we're really excited for Unfiltered Food, your new book.
Dude, Me too. I have to finish it. I have one more chapter left, you guys.
Well, I mean, you're so busy doing all of these things and doing them all very, very well.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love also that you said that basically, God or whatever you want to call it, the universe closes the doors where you're just not supposed to be going there.
Yeah.
And it opens the floodgates to where you're supposed to be there. And so often I'll try and, force my way into this and I'm like, well, it just doesn't flow.
Yeah.
So thanks, universe, for showing me that I'm supposed to be over here.
Right.
So I don't have to ever make anyone wrong. I don't have to do anything. I just listen and allow to guide, to be guided, and so beautifully said.
Thanks, guys.
My sister has something that she says often, which is like, when you spend most of your life trying to force a door open, you spend the rest of your life trying to keep that door open. Right? So beautiful, and it's so true. So it's nice to go with the flow. About go with the flow. Walk through those open doors.
But it's hard, and sometimes, like for me, it took a lot of tragedy and a lot of pain and a lot of struggle to get to that point. And so my prayer, my hope, and my purpose for people is for them to not have to go through this like rock bottom transformative thing in order to be able to say, hey, I love what I have, and I can get help to be a healthier version of whoever I am and what my purpose is, and to just be able to love what you have.
Well, thank you for being an incredible example of that and living your life unfiltered.
Thanks.
Where can people find you?
Unfilteredlife.net. Go to that, and you can find my blog, and you can be a part of who I am. And I love to help people one-on-one, and that's still what I'm doing. So, all my social media handles though are Ashley Krause Cheney, because instead of doing Unfiltered Life, I figured no squeaky clean version of what I am. You're just in my life. So Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook is Ashley Krause Cheney.
Awesome. Love it.
Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network, but you already knew that. And today I have my favorite girl,
Jez Moyer, co-host and producer of Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show.
Yes, so last week on the Focus TV Network, we had the Renwood Show
featuring Malcolm Hatchett.
Yes, we had on #Harry and Kelly,
Tara Erickson, and that girl is on fire. Hilarious.
We had the Alyssa Goodman Show
with Dana James.
Ooh. And we had Good Morning La La Land, Miss Jez Moyer, who was on that show.
On Good Morning La La Land, we were featuring Shannon Kay. She is an incredible songstress and recording artist.
Amazing.
We love her. She's got a great new hit single. But Ward, the gentle giant himself, he is the OG Robin from Batman and Robin, Adam West Virgin, and now he has created this incredible dog food company.
So cool.
We also had Roger Neal the second. He's a recording artist. He had an incredible show at Huntington Beach, and we had him on our show to tell us all about it.
That boy can really dance.
And sing. I was proud to feature on the show Dr. Lakey and Dr. Daniel Porter.
Woo!
Woo! They have played an incredible part in my personal healing and brought to life so many of the dreams and visions of the people of Beverly Hills at their plastic surgery center. And Dan Holtz, the co-founder of the Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center, was here. He was talking stem cells, hormones, and thyroid to really live your most beautiful life from the inside out. And we also had Brittany Zoniger here with her show, Purpose. Incredible. She had Mike Hill, creator of Acro Yoga, with Andrew Seeley, and they were doing acro literally here on the couch. I think I saw you up here flying.
I attempted it.
Keyword attempted. But you did it oh so gracefully.
Thank you. Are you going to try it when he's here next?
Absolutely.
Yes, we're going to see some footage of that.
But I will show you my new show called Startup Studios. It's featuring some of LA's hottest entrepreneurs.
Awesome.
And we had some fun filming here on our 32 other talk shows. Let's take a look.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're going to make me laugh.
That was a good practice run, though.
That was a practice run, a little slow on the uptake. Let's.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it. I'll stop. I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're going to
Didn't
do
work.
it one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again? If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. You, Jesus, guys, fuck. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
I wish my boobs looked like yours. Where are they?
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret. We're done.
Thanks so much for tuning into This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone.
And I'm Jessie Moyen.
Welcome back to Good Morning Lala. And we have Joel and Brett from Altamed Wine Festival in the house. So we are so excited to start this morning with a little vino and tuna tartare ceviche. Which one?
Spicy tuna tostada.
Okay, even better.
It is sort of like a tartare, but Mexicanized.
Right. But we want to know a little bit about the heart of the festival, because there's a lot behind the scenes and lineage going on here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, this is now our 13th year producing an incredible event. A lot of people are on our heels, but we're very unique in the sense that the founders of the event, which includes our CEO, Castro de la Rocha, and a group of friends, did away with our golf tournament. This is truly a fundraiser for a worthy cause. And they came up with the concept of doing, producing an event, a fundraising event, food and wine centered. But the uniqueness of it is highlighting the contributions that Latinos are making in food and wine industries. And so that's our DNA. And what you'll see when you come out and enjoy the event are incredible foods that are being produced that have that Spanish influence, that Mexican influence, that Latin flavor. And then all the wines that you will enjoy are also produced by the Latino.
Such an important thing to focus on right now. You know, I mean, wine has been considered only for a certain type of, white man, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so beautiful to be celebrating the Latin culture around it and knowing that this is our birthright to have, the grapes from the earth, and so wonderful to be supporting that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great stories. Every bottle has a story. And, many of the common threads in that space, to say you're a Latino winemaker, to say you're a winemaker, very small circle, to say you're a Latino winemaker, that circle gets even smaller. And to go even further and drilling down into that, to say you're a female Latina in that industry, monumental. And there are some incredible people in that space. One of the comments that I get from the people who've been with us since the inception of this event is that we're evolving as consumers. And one of the things that kind of rubbed winemakers maybe not the right way was the fact that people would just stick their glass out, get the pour, and take off. We have now become a little bit better in terms of being a wine connoisseur and enthusiast and enjoying what and appreciating what work goes behind to get that wine actually from field to consumption. So our people come to the venue and now they understand the swirl, the sticking your nose in there, getting your senses all involved and engaged into a good glass of
People
wine.
are drinking more wine than ever. I mean, it's especially popular with the millennials right now, and all these wine programs and access to different wines through events like this. Absolutely, it's really contributing to the culture here of Los Angeles. Tell us a little bit about the food.
Well, so it's our third year doing this, and we're really excited. We love being part of it. This is something we do at the restaurant at Pescantina, but also something I think that's a little different than you see at the event. This is a spicy tuna ceviche tostada with avocado crema. It's got crispy shallots, it's got sesame, serrano chilies. It's a little bit something, I don't want to call it fusion, it's very decidedly Mexican, but kind of put our own little touch on it. We'll also be doing, we're doing some dulce de leche ice cream sandwiches. I'm also one of the founders of Milk Ice Cream, and so we're kind of piggybacking off that and kind of, also bringing sort of a Latino touch to it. So
So you're pairing, right? A lot of the food you're pairing with the wine.
Yeah, actually, we did a great pairing with, was it Calais wine?
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. We did the pairing recently, and talking about a female Latina winemaker, she's up in the Malibu area, and she has an awesome wine, a Chardonnay we paired this actually dish with, and it was really great. And it's always fun. Well, first of all, we get to drink wine and have food, and it's just that whole lifestyle is really fun. But to be able to really take, you know, just the nuances of different wines and to pair them with food, because there really is an art to that. I think sometimes it's maybe a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I think that wines will pair with a lot of different foods, but you know, I think that certain qualities of wines go with certain foods.
But also the event is also to benefit. Tell us a little bit about how we went to an event a few weeks ago around this, and it was something around that there's only like so many doctors per how many people?
So Ultimate Health Services, if I can give you a little history about the organization. In 1969, we're celebrating 50 years, 2019 next year. So the very first clinic was manned by volunteer doctors and nurses and social workers. And we received a grant, $10,000 in our first year. So in our first year, we saw 11,000 patients. That's less than $1 per person. So you fast forward 49 years, now we're the largest community health center in the United States. We're federally qualified community health center. And what that means is that throughout our 50 sites in LA and Orange County, anybody who walks through our door will receive quality care without exception, whether they have the ability to pay or not.
Wow.
So with that comes a big responsibility. And we do have a lot of programs. We're not just health and human services, we are the human services part as well. And some of the programs that we do not get funding from the federal or the state government, we find ways to do so. So this is kind of our way, our vehicle of utilizing, if you can feel good about giving and have a good time while you're at it, enjoying the things in life that we love, like food and wine, that's a win-win for everybody.
It's really
right?
the best of both worlds, and I really commend what Ultimate has been doing in the health and wellness community, because so many people, especially here in Southern California, do not have access to good health care. Me being one of them, I didn't have private insurance for a very long time, and I couldn't find a place that I could actually afford to go to have decent health care. And I know that's a story for the majority of people who can't afford private health care here. You know, it's something that we're really struggling with. So to be able to give back and to celebrate the culture and health and wellness is really incredible. So thank you for your work.
And to answer your question, the disparity that we're faced in certain areas, the areas that we serve are underserved communities. And what we're really faced with is, example, the city of Bell. There are 14,000 patients for each doctor. That's a great disparity. So we need to have a bigger presence. The demand and the pressures on the services we're providing are extreme, and what we need to do is kind of expand our services and continue growing because the demand is there.
I love it. So the point is, drink lots of wine and drink lots of food. Come down to the event. Tell us what the dates are for the event.
So we're a 3-day event. It all kicks off with an event on Thursday, July 26th, just a couple of weeks from this week. And that's our grand tasting event where we host all the restaurateurs, the chefs, and the vintners, give them an opportunity to come together along with some top sponsors and other prominent people. That's our kickoff. The big event is Friday night. It's East LA meets Napa Food and Wine Festival, which will be held Friday, July 27th. We'll be at LA Live. It's a world destination. We take over Chickhorn Court, which is open air street, the Microsoft corner there, and so it's a really well produced event. Everybody who comes through the door will enjoy their time. Over 100 restaurants and vineyards and vintners from different places.
And where can people get tickets for this event?
So you can go to our website. Eventbrite has us listed as well, Ultimate Food and Wine, and you can go to the ultimate.org website. That's our corporate entity page where you can also find links to get down into that. And tickets, we have a very special promo for our viewers today. So we want you guys to start your day off with Good Morning La La Land that day, and then cap it off getting your good vibes, get your good vibes that morning, and then cap it off some more, get some more good vibes with us on Friday, July 27th. But we do have a special code that we want to share
Oh,
with our
thank you.
incredible viewers. Thank you for watching today. That will give you a discount, and we want to see and know that you're there and present with us that night. So if you're a Good Morning La La Land person, come out, look for me, say hello. I want to meet you guys in person
What's
as well.
the code?
So La La Land.
La La
There you
Land.
go. That's right.
Thank you so much for
it's
that.
Alta Med, not Ultimate. It sounds like that a little bit when you say it, so I just want to make sure people know this. Alta Med Wine Festival. So so exciting, you guys! I can't wait to try this.
I'm going for it right now.
It's amazing,
Thank you, Chef.
right?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for the community, and it's an honor. So yeah,
Absolutely.
excited for
Stay
it.
tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited. You're bringing back the heat. Season 4, Hit the Floor, coming out next week, July 10th.
Yes.
Wow.
10 o'clock, y'all be eating. I'm so excited.
That'd be real.
Hey, I mean, we filmed the show. I saw the premiere last night. We saw the first episode, so it's real.
Wow.
It's happening.
The LA Devil Girls are back.
Yeah, they're back. They're back and full force. Yeah. I don't know how I'm still dancing this hard. And Tiana Taylor is joining our cast. You know,
But it's kind of showcasing the culture of it, right?
Oh, yeah, for
money,
sure.
the
sex, the fame, the scandal, and the jaw-dropping dances, because there's amazing dance in every single episode. Michael Wing is a choreographer, and he kills it every time. I mean, he's trying to kill me.
Day on the 4th of July. Also want to celebrate Ms. Leanne Tessa. She's an incredible talent. She's part of the Club Mickey Mouse. We got to celebrate with her at the recent release of her hit single, Runnin'. Rob and I were on the red carpet in the most recent issue of Focus magazine. Take a little peek right here. And she sang the national anthem at Dodgers Stadium.
Killed it.
Right?
Killed
Killed it.
She sure
Let's
did.
take a look.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So awesome.
Nailed it.
Thanks for tuning in to Good Morning La La Land on Thought Thursday. I want to thank all of our incredible guests today. Just fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Such beautiful work, such beautiful mindsets. You guys are amazing. What I love about it is every time we have an interview, there's a story that is, you just don't realize every single person has such an incredible story. So thanks for sharing it with us today.
Gotta remember that when you cut people off in traffic.
Yeah.
The story there, I promise.
Story. Well, this is our story. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also catch all of these interviews as a podcast. Good Morning La La Land is on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, and comment, and have a divine day. And sign up for the wine and food. We'll be there. Be there, be square.
It's going to be a good one.